Phil Hendrie Show at 1-800-449-8686. I'm Phil Hendrie, and this is part 6 of our 9-part series, The Law and You, America on Trial. He is a construction contractor. He is a father, a husband, and he is filing a lawsuit against the manufacturers of 2 items, as well as bringing civil claims of emotional cruelty to these 2 organizations. We're going to bring him on the line. He owns his own business in Corona, California. His name is Steve Bosell. And Mr. Bosell, thank you for joining us, and thank you for having us on the program. Or thank you for coming on our program, I should say, and sharing this story, because I know that it is a tough, tough story to tell, correct?
Well, yes, sir, it is, because I'm talking with my attorney, and I'm just driving from being with my attorney, Mr. William Blasengame of Riverside, California, who told me that he feels that I possibly have a good case.
You're a father?
Yes, sir.
You're a husband?
Yes, I am.
Tell us what happened. This was something that happened out on a job site, correct?
Yes.
You're a construction contractor?
Yes, I own my own contractor license, and I've done new home construction as well. I've done new business construction.
Well, what was this something that happened on the job?
Well, I was on a job site in Diamond Bar. We were putting in a new office park in Diamond Bar near the 57 freeway, and I was talking with a property developer near a parking lot that adjoined a restaurant where a lot of people go to eat for their lunch hour. So there were a lot of people coming in and out of this parking lot near where I was speaking to this developer. A white Corvette pulled in, and out of the Corvette got this very, 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 very attractive girl. She was an Asian girl. She was very well built. She was very, very pretty. She was put together very nice. I'm a man. I know what I am. She was large, I'd say, in the chest area. She had a nice body on her, and she had it going on. What I did then...
You're nervous, aren't you?
I am.
Do you want to take a moment?
I just want to get a sip of coffee.
Go ahead. We're talking with Mr. Stephen Bosell. He is suing the manufacturer. He's suing Tanner Lumber as well as Willis Enterprise. Are you back, sir?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. So you saw a girl getting out of a Corvette. She was really good looking.
She was an Asian girl, and it was unusual, too, because she was an Asian girl and she had very large chest, and most of the time you don't see that. And the combination of that, and I want to say at this point that I love my wife so very much. I've never cheated on my wife, nor would I ever, but I guess I'm a normal man, and I'm a normal man. So I was aroused, and I felt that I had the rights at that time.
Now, when you say that you felt you have the right to what?
I felt I had the right to relieve myself in private.
Okay, so you saw a really good-looking Asian girl getting out of a Corvette, and at that moment you decided you were going to, what, masturbate? Did we just lose the line? Are you back? Are you there, Mr. Bosell?
I'm right here, yes.
Okay, what did you decide to do?
That I was going to, I guess, take matters in my own hand. I'm just doing the best I don't mean to make a joke out of her or anything.
All right, I understand. So all right. So you've decided you've seen this really good-looking girl. You're on your lunch hour?
No, I was not on my lunch hour at that time, but I have a job. I'm the owner of the business. I also am the job site coordinator, so I've got a lot of free time. And I decided at that moment that I had the right, and I did have the right to do that. Now, I'm not saying that it was the wisest decision. I told my attorney this, and I also talked to members of the press about this. It was not a smart thing for me to do. It was not intelligent for me to take care of it right then and there. But when a man such as myself or yourself, Mr. Hendrie, or any of the men listening in your audience, you see a really good-looking woman, there are a lot of married men, and I'm a married man. I'm very happily married. But I've seen this girl, and it happens to a lot of men. When you see a good-looking woman, you need to do something about it right then and there. And I don't mean that I wanted to go to bed with her, but I needed to do myself so I could think the rest of the day. Otherwise, it's on your mind the whole day.
I understand. Okay, so you've decided that you're going to go somewhere and take care of yourself.
Yes. As a contractor, I have access to building materials, and I found over near one of the areas we were digging a footing, I found a 2x4 that had a knothole in it, a round knothole that I punched out with a hammer. I took it into the Andy Gump. And
now, what's an Andy Gump?
That's like a portalette.
Okay, like an outhouse?
Yeah, it's a portalette to use on job sites.
Okay.
I took a 2x4 with a knothole, and it was very perfectly shaped, and I went ahead and did it. I used some WD-40. Generally in the workshop they have WD-40, and I also used a little bit of plumber's putty. And I'm not very proud of what you have to understand. I'm not very proud.
You realize this is a really bizarre story you're telling. You realize that?
Yes, sir, I do. And I'm not very proud of what I did. This is so very embarrassing for me, so very much. But I want to make a larger point for what I'm saying to you tonight.
So you've got a 2x4 with a knothole in it that you've popped out with a hammer. You took it into the outhouse with you with some WD-40 and plumber's putty.
Yes, sir.
Then what?
Then I did the thing that I'm not proud of. I did that deed which I would not be proud of.
Which is what?
I pleasured myself.
In the knothole?
Yes, sir. I did. Yes, sir, I did.
All right. How did the injury come about?
I was having relations with the board, and I was thinking about the Asian girl, and I was thinking about what they call a hanging love chair. I don't know if you know what that is, sir, but a hanging love chair.
Is that a chair that a woman gets in?
Yes, and she can spin in it. And I was thinking about an Asian woman spinning in a hanging love chair because a friend of mine had been in the Marine Corps, and he'd been in Japan. He told me about what had happened in Japan, so I wanted to try that, so I started to spin the 2x4, and I almost passed out at that instant. I felt, I guess, sharp, jagged stabbing pain is the best thing I could say about it. And all the pain that went up and down me, I realized that the WD-40 had been absorbed in the wood, and this is the part that I told my attorney that I think is important. The WD-40 had been absorbed in the wood, and the plumber's putty had hardened. And here's where I feel I have the claim. And
you realize that this is a really bizarre...
Certainly, I know it's a bizarre story, sir, and I'm not proud of what I did. And I did what I did. But I'm saying that I was injured, and I do have a claim.
Okay, so you're thinking about an Asian girl spinning in a hanging love chair, and you got yourself inside this board, so you start spinning it.
Yes, sir, I did.
All right, hold on. We're talking with Mr. Stephen Bosell here. This is part 6 in our 9-part series, The Law and You, America on Trial. This man is suing 2 companies because of personal bodily injury and emotional distress having to do with injuries he suffered while apparently relieving himself in a 2x4, in the knothole of a 2x4. Very bizarre story. Our number, 1-800-449-8686. So, sir, you started spinning the 2x4 because you imagined it was an Asian girl in a...
No, sir, I didn't imagine it was. I was thinking of her, and so I wanted to spin it to see what it was like. And that's when I felt the sharp stabbing pains. I realized the WD-40 had a bit absorbed. I'm screaming. The screaming brought our supervisor over, and I was transported to Corona Urgent Care, where an emergency medical technician, who was a female, desplintered my I don't know what you call it, my wiener. So I had it desplintered using alcohol and tweezers. It was painful. It was very embarrassing because of the fact that they had a female on call. It was embarrassing. My attorney and I have formulated a complaint against Tanner Lumber and Willis Enterprises, who are the manufacturers of Paul's Plumber's Putty. Is the name of this product. The suit is for negligence because they have not notified users of the potential serious genital injury. And
that's your story.
Yes, sir. And you have to understand, Mr. Hendrie.
You know that this is a really bizarre claim.
I understand that. I took those chances. I told my attorney. He advised me not to go on your program. I told him that I wanted to tell my story so that my wife would understand. I love her very much, and I was not cheating on her. My family would understand. I have a daughter and a son, and I have neighbors, and I have a stand in the community. I want them to know that I'm not a pervert.
Yeah, but you took a 2x4. Look, pal, let's just say that it's okay with me that you took a 2x4 and popped out the knot hole and put your thing in it and had relations with the board, as you said it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. I got no problem with that. But you want to sue the manufacturers of the lumber. You want to sue the guy who made the plumber's putty that you used as a lubricant, and you want to sue WD-40 because you got splinters in your member there because you were spinning the board, imagining a hanging Asian love chair.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I got to tell you, my engineer is sitting here laughing.
Mr. Hendrie, I'm not here to be laughed at. I am here to be taken seriously.
All right, I will take you seriously, but what are your chances in this lawsuit?
In my opinion, Tanner Lumber and Willis Enterprises had no warning that their product could cause serious genital injury if not used. That they did not say that.
But that what? That the lumber company didn't tell you you could get splinters in your penis if you put it into one of our boards?
All I'm saying is that they did not warn against serious genital injury, and that Willis Enterprises, who made the plumber's putty, didn't say that it would harden up on you.
And your attorney wants damages from them?
Yes, sir, they do.
Okay, can you hold the line?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Bosell, who obviously it's very tough for him, is going to bring a lawsuit against Tanner Lumber and Willis Enterprises. He does not deny the fact that he had sexual relations with a 2x4, spun it, and got splinters in his genitals, and as a result, he's suing the manufacturers of Paul's Plumber's Putty because it hardened up, and Tanner Lumber, who made the 2x4. Our number is 1-800-449-8686, 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendrie Show. This is the Phil Hendrie Show at 1-800-449-8686. Now, I want to get Steve back on the line here. Mr. Bosell, you have told a story. You are not proud of it. You saw a good-looking girl. You used a 2x4. You stuck your thing in the knothole of a 2x4, and you got splinters in it, even though you used a plumber's putty and WD-40 as a lubricant. Now, you're suing both of those manufacturers. And one of the things that I wanted to mention to you is that...
Yes, I'm suing them, sir, and I also want people to know that I'm not proud of what I did.
All right, what I want to tell you is this. We have people who are calling in and want to talk to you. They're going to be pretty direct with you.
I understand.
Okay, because you told a really bizarre story. So you're not going to have too many people on your side here.
Well, They don't have to. I'm not proud of what I did, but they'd have to need to understand the legal ramifications of this, okay? Because I had splinters. I was injured, and
I'm just telling you, the people you're going to be talking to are not going to have a lot of sympathy for you. 1-800-449-8686, Mission Viejo on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Yes, I have a couple comments to make to him. First of all, that is ridiculous for him to think that he can sue anybody. That would be like if he was looking at a Playboy magazine and he cut himself masturbating. Are you going to sue
ma'am,
Playboy?
You talked to William Blasingame, who's my attorney in Riverside, and he seems to think that the knothole is what gave me the splinters, okay?
Well,
Playboy,
that's stupid. And also, why,
actually, if a guy hurt
with
himself...
a knothole? That's dumb.
That's what I...
What was the point of that? Why didn't you just do like normal people and use your hand?
Well,
that's your first problem right there. And
there's not enough lubrication.
Putty, give me a break.
The simulation of the knothole and the plumber's putty made it seem like it was a female.
Whatever.
You're asking me.
That is so ridiculous. Plumber's putty.
Okay, you're not a man. You don't understand. I seen a girl. She got out of the Corvette.
No, if you deserved it, if you were dumb enough to stick your thing in a knothole of a 2x4 with plumber's putty and WD-40, I'm sorry, but you deserve to get hurt. As far as you suing somebody, That is absurd.
This is the
That
hottest.
is absurd. How do you think you're going to sue somebody and get some money for that?
That's a good question. What does your attorney tell you?
My attorney says that there should be product liability. If there's no product warning, there is product liability. And
that's if you use the product as it's intended to be used. The people that manufacture lumber...
People who manufacture lumber, Mr. Hendrie, are well aware of the fact that going back decades, men have put their thing in knotholes.
That's ridiculous.
Ma'am, they know that. It goes back
when
decades.
When they made plumber's putty, it was intended for plumbing purposes,
right.
Not for your personal parts.
Not for lubricating while you're...
That's silly.
Didn't
plumber's
putty
and the WD-40 burn you also? Are you going to sue them for that? I'm sure
they ought to know that it could, because could I say it could be used for a number of uses. That's what it says in WD-40. It can be used for a number of uses.
Okay, well, if you were dumb enough to think that you could use that to masturbate, you need therapy.
Okay, then why does it say that it can be used for a number of uses?
Issues.
Then why does it say it can be used for a number of uses?
Oh, please.
It is a lubricant.
Whatever.
It is a lubricant.
No, that's ridiculous.
A lubricant can be used, and that's all I'm trying to say.
Well,
and as a woman, you don't understand.
All right, ma'am. Thank you for your call. 1-800-449-8686. Here is Charlottesville on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Mr. Bosell, I just want to ask you how you can be helping your family grapple with this situation when you're advertising it nationally and it's you're trying to sue companies.
I want my wife and children to know that I'm not a pervert, number one. I want my wife to know that I'm not unfaithful to her, okay? Yes, I'm very ashamed.
Then justify it by being a loving man and saying, I made a horrible mistake. And why would you sue this company? I thought it was a joke. I had to call the 800 number I just thought, surely this is a joke as I'm driving home.
The number one thing that I want people...
A real person would do this.
The number one thing I want my wife to know is that I would never cheat on her, okay, which I did not do. I did not cheat on my wife. That's
well,
number
I'll tell you, you know what, I'm not a man. And
the only thing a man can do is put it into a 2x4. If you look at a really good-looking girl, and she was a hot-looking Asian woman.
You insult every man. You insult every man who's listening to that.
That's a really good point.
You insult every man.
How am I insulting every man? When men
insult every man by reducing them to beasts who don't think with anything but their penis. How dare you talk about men like that? Men are loving, kind, nurturing creatures. Yes, they have needs.
I'm loving and kind.
Dear God.
No, wait a second. I saw how many Asian girls do you see who've got large chest areas?
Please.
Okay.
Then what you're trying to tell me is that you're an ignoramus, and so suing is just a simple step in your simple little mind.
No, I saw an Asian girl who had a very big chest. You never see that in California.
Please, not to mention that is so ethnic and racially
that
distorted.
got me hot.
I just can't even believe you.
So you saw an Asian girl. You saw an Asian girl who had a large chest, and it was so exciting to you, you had to put it into a knothole in a 2x4.
Okay, so you're better than me?
No, I'm asking you.
Nobody's better than you.
You're all of a sudden better than me. Is that right, Mr. Hendrie?
You know what? No, I'm not better than you. But if I saw a really hot-looking girl, I wouldn't stick my thing in a 2x4. Okay?
Well, then you wouldn't punish the lumber manufacturer for it.
And if I got splinters, then I'd be embarrassed. And if my wife asked me,
put your tail between your legs and go home.
Okay, here you go. This is the question. What would you tell your wife if you come home with splinters in your wiener? What are you going to say?
You know what? I made a horrible mistake.
Okay, you want to laugh at me,
There you go. I made a horrible mistake, honey. I put my thing in a 2x4, okay, and then I spun it.
I clearly lost my mind, but I'm, willing to not.
All right, I'll ask this lady on the phone. What would you say to a man who come home and he's got splinters in his ding dong? What are you going to say?
I would think that he'd made a bad judgment, but then I would be really happy if he didn't decide to sue the manufacturers and make him look like a big giant.
Would you stay with him? Would you stay with him?
Because he had splinters in his penis, or because he was suing everybody?
Because he has splinters in his penis.
Well, I just can't imagine knowing a man who would, do such a thing.
That's the only thing I could do, because my wife is going to think I'm a pervert. And I said to her, it's not my fault, see?
Yes, it's not your fault.
Yes, well, we're all responsible for our behaviors.
All right.
We are. And you're responsible for how you're hurting your family.
You don't understand how men are. When you see a big-chested Asian girl, you don't get it.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, I do get it.
Thank you, ma'am.
I get it.
No, you don't know. I had to do it.
Thank you, ma'am, for your call. You just had to stick it in a board.
I had relations with a board, and I'm proud of it. I mean, I'm not proud of it, but...
1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686. And we are talking to a construction contractor in Corona. He was on a job site in Diamond Bar. And I have to ask Steve, when was this, Steve? When were you on the job site?
This was in late December. It was December 18th. We're closing up the job out there.
Okay, December 18th. So you're bringing suit now. You're in Diamond Bar, and you saw a really hot-looking Asian girl get out of a white Corvette. You got stimulated. You decided to relieve yourself using a 2x4 with a knothole in it. You lubricated the knothole with WD-40 and Paul's plumber's putty, correct?
Yes, sir.
You spun the 2x4 because you were...
She was very, very beautiful, Mr. Hendrie. I had no choice. And
No, I hear. I just want to get I want to get all the principal elements of the story. You spun the 2x4 imagining an Asian girl in a hanging love basket, right?
I don't know if you've seen a hanging love basket, but sometimes I get an Asian girl in it and spin it around while she's riding you. And
I got exactly what that is. I just want to know why you spun the 2x4, because that's where you sustained your injury. The hospital says there was heavy genital splintering, correct?
That is correct. And I told the attending physician, who was a man, he had no right at all to have a woman come in and de-splinter my wiener area. And I told him that he had no right. He had no right.
He had a female do that?
He had a female RN, yes, sir.
Okay, that was where? At the urgent care?
At urgent care, that's correct.
All right, here is San Antonio on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
Yes, sir,
tonight?
good.
Hey, I just got a couple of questions for you. Now, you say you're a contractor. Do you own your own business, or do you work for someone else?
I own my own business.
You own your own business. Now, my next question is, how could a man of intelligence that owns his own business do something, excuse the pun, as not-headed as that?
Well, you know something? I'm a man. I don't know what you are, but that's just how it happens.
Well, I am a man. I spent 8 years in the military. I was in the United States Marine Corps.
And you never excited by a woman.
And I have been the recipient of the hanging love basket.
And
but
you
never in my wildest dreams have I ever imagined slapping a little plumber's potty on a 2x4 or 1x6 or whatever.
I'll tell you what, if you were a Marine,
going to town because I thought an interested woman.
If you were a Marine, you probably did, sir.
Okay, here is San Diego on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I can't believe that you can say that something that you've done to yourself is the fault of the manufacturers.
Why didn't they warn me about it?
You and your lawyer are trying to say that every man, woman, and child that's ever stuck their finger in a knothole can sue the lumber companies.
No, I didn't say that. I did not say that. No, I did not say that. I was using a 2x4 for something that the manufacturer knows a lot of men have done before.
What are you talking
about?
Every
man, woman, and child has stuck their finger in a knothole.
Not to my knowledge, but the lumber company knows that men put their things in knotholes.
Wait a second. What part of the country are you from?
Okay, if you want to put down...
No, what part of the country are you from?
Originally, I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Well, maybe you guys put it in knotholes down there. I've never heard of it, okay?
Well, it happens to be common knowledge. This lady knows what I'm talking about.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I put my finger in knotholes, too, and I've gotten splinters, and I wouldn't do it again.
Okay, I think that you're weirder than me.
That doesn't mean I'm going to turn around and sue the lumber company because I did that to myself.
But you do.
You made a choice. You did that to yourself. The company's not responsible for what you've done.
All right, but you understand because you tried to get sexual gratification from a knothole, too, right?
Oh, yes.
Well, you said you put your finger in.
And you know what? I'm going to go home tonight, and I'm going to throw some WD-40 right up myself and hope I get injured so that I can sue them.
God, you are weird.
Idiot. You're an idiot.
No, you said you put your finger in a knothole.
Yeah.
Why?
Curiosity.
For sexual gratification.
Oh, BS.
What are you talking about, man?
BS.
Oh, see, so she gets to do it, but I don't get to do it. I'm weird, but she's not. That's the thing that I hate so much about.
I didn't stick my penis in a knothole.
No, but you're a woman. Women use their fingers on each other. I know that. And you didn't have no woman around, so you tried to put it in a knothole, didn't you?
Oh, boy.
You can turn
this guy is like...
Nope. Well, wait a second. What are you telling me? You made the choice to put your finger up the knothole.
And I didn't sue anybody over it.
Yeah, but you were still trying to have
I don't think I was trying to have sexual gratification, sir, if I can barely call you that.
Oh, okay. So what are you saying then?
As
a woman, let me ask you this.
Let
me ask you this. Have you ever used a cucumber? Yes, you have. And if you were injured by the cucumber, don't you think you'd be suing the Jolly Green Giant or the corporation of the giant?
I don't. Well, you know what? Maybe you and your lawyer should take that one up too. Find a woman that's done that and gotten injured, and maybe they can sue all the vegetable companies.
Well, I
you
just
are
don't
just
think.
so out of.
No, I don't think you. I don't think
pathetic.
you. I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
Everybody understands what you're saying, Steve. But what you're saying is a woman injures herself with a cucumber, she's going to sue the Jolly Green Giant Corporation. Is that it?
The corporation of the Green Giant, yeah.
The corporation of the Green Giant. Well, whatever you call it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir, I am. Yes, sir, I am. And because I stand up for our sex, don't mean you can be pussy whipped.
Thank you, ma'am, for your call. Here is Columbus on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Yeah, I was.
Yes, sir.
Steve, you keep referring to men overall, how they do this and they do that.
Right.
I just want to let you know I'm a little offended. I'm 38 years old. You're the first man I've ever heard of putting his penis in a wood object, period, and then deciding to spin it and getting splinters.
Maybe I'm the first you ever heard of. It don't mean it doesn't happen.
Well, but you keep referring to everyone, every male doing this, and that's not correct.
Well, that may not be correct, but it's common knowledge. Some guys put it in a knothole.
So the lumber manufacturer has to be aware of that and say what?
And say that he should put a warning or something on the lumber not to put your thing in the lumber.
I got you. So when I'm building a house, I get the 2x4s and I'll see that warning. Please don't put your wiener in a 2x4.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I also have a question for you. So should every hammer have a warning on it not to take the hammer also to the object?
Not to take the hammer to the object?
Well, to the penis? I mean,
listen to this guy. You're pretty sick, aren't you? So you're telling me you've done that?
Pardon me?
You're telling me you've done that?
No, I haven't.
Well, how would you ever think of such a thing?
Well, apparently your opinion is that every product should have a warning not to put your...
No, I didn't say that. I said 2x4.
He's claiming that a 2x4 apparently has some kind of, there's some cultural awareness of 2x4s.
And that guy's saying that thing about the hammer. So what is he saying, that my thing's flat or something? Because
no, Steve, he ain't saying that. Not unless you took a hammer to it, did you?
I had a pretty rough youth. I was a wild kid. What can I tell you?
You were a real wild kid?
Okay, I don't need to be laughed at.
Just tell me, did you take a hammer to your thing?
I don't need to be laughed at, sir. What I came on here for is to speak. My attorney, William Blasingame, suggested I go on your radio show to talk about what happened to me on this job site. I do not to be laughed at.
Okay, but the guy brought up a hammer, and you said you had a wild youth. Beaverton on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say that I think he's crazy. I mean, you can't be doing stuff like that. I mean, and expect the company to pay you back for that? That's ridiculous.
Well, why? What am I supposed to do then if I've got splinters?
Okay, well, what if I took a piece of wood and shoved it up myself? I wouldn't expect them to pay me for that. I mean, not everything has a warning on it.
But what if you got splintering?
What if I got splintering? I would think it was my own fault.
Have you done that before?
No, I haven't.
Like a baseball bat or something?
No.
Because it's shaped, the way that it...
Okay, man. We're not talking about the lady. We're talking about you.
I have only heard, and as far as men using boards, that's only usually if it's made in a fence or something. It's not something that you spin
Okay, but you have heard about it. You have heard about it.
I have heard of it on funny movies, on comedy movies.
There you go.
Never in real life.
Well, then God damn it. Why doesn't anybody want to listen to me?
Well, I'm sure that, maybe that does happen sometimes, but I don't think that anybody's ever took one and spun it on themselves.
Because I was thinking of the hanging love basket.
The hanging love basket. So you spun a 2x4, man. And
but you should have thought of your own self and your own bodily injuries that you could do to yourself.
I have the doctor's diagnosis, heavy penile splintering. Let's see what else. And board burn.
Heavy penile splintering and what?
If you want to make a joke out of it, sir.
No, what was the other thing?
Board burn.
Board burn.
Didn't you know that something would happen? I mean, were you so?
I guess when you're in love, yeah.
But you weren't in love with this woman.
If
you
you're
only
in love,
saw her
you can
for a minute.
be hurt. Haven't you ever been hurt from love? I never thought she'd hurt me like that. Okay? I mean, you've heard of love at first sight, right?
Have I heard of love at first sight?
Yes,
oh,
ma'am.
Yeah.
I never thought she'd hurt me like that.
You're saying that you were in love with this woman that you saw?
I really felt it for a moment, yeah.
How many minutes did you see her for?
You know, I mean, I watched her for 30 seconds.
30 seconds. And
she burned me, though. She
How?
hurt me. Huh?
How?
I went to the hospital. I got splinters in my wiener.
It's not her fault.
Well, in a manner of speaking.
She took off and went in her car.
What?
She got out and went
What
in
are
her
you
car.
talking about, man? It was her fault she hurt you. Thank you, ma'am. La Jolla on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
I just have been amused by this whole conversation. I really feel sorry for this person, Steve.
You don't have to feel sorry for me. I'm suing.
Well, you know what, Steve? You don't have a snowball's chance in hell of winning this lawsuit.
Even though that woman hurt me.
You inflicted the injuries upon yourself by misusing the products. They were not used in the way they were intended to be used. They don't have to put a warning on a product when you're going to misuse it in the way you did. And the fact that you fell in love with this woman for a matter of a few seconds is a huge embarrassment, I'm sure, to your wife and your family. And for you to drag this through the courts is a complete abomination of our court system. And you, sir, should be ashamed of yourself.
But I told the judge and I told my attorney, too, that I treated the wood good. I used lemon wax on it.
You know, I think this is a complete
like
joke.
You used lemon wax on it, okay?
Well, ma'am, I'll tell you something. You think it's a joke. You ought to see the medical bill. You ought to see the medical bill.
I can't believe an attorney of any consequence whatsoever would take this case.
In fact,
I'm surprised that Mr. Blasingame hasn't dropped you like a hot potato.
Because
if I'm the insurance company for the product liability insurance for these manufacturers, I'd take you to court all day long. You'd never get a nickel.
For what?
In fact, you might owe me the defense expenses we incur because you filed this frivolous lawsuit.
Frivolous?
This whole problem is your own problem because you, sir, intentionally hurt yourself.
By spinning the board on my thing?
Obviously. You know what? You really need some sex therapy, probably.
Oh, there we go. So that's what it is.
Yeah, I agree with her. You do. And you know what? One other thing.
That would be
you're talking about this piece of wood, like this piece of.
It was a great piece of wood. One of the best.
One of the best pieces of wood you ever had, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you saved it to bring it in as evidence for your trial.
I've been
it ought to be
taking care of
quite
it.
amusing for the judge and jury to see.
I've been taking
and perhaps
care of it with lemon
you'll even
pledge.
be able to reconstruct for the entire jury how the accident occurred.
Oh, you'd
so
like
they
to
can
see that,
visually
wouldn't you?
understand exactly how you hurt your little wiener.
You'd like to see that, wouldn't you? And it's
no,
not
I
so
wouldn't
little
actually. I think the whole thing is rather disgusting.
You'd like to see
I think you're disgusting.
Yeah,
and I really
agree.
feel sorry for you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your call. And just because you treated the wood with lemon pledge, man, doesn't mean that you.
I treated it good. Why did it treat me bad?
It's the Phil Hendrie Show. 1-800-449-8686.